Hello and welcome to our last segment for the fall semester 2018 of DSU Inside Perspective. I'm Carlos Holmes, and this is the show where we talk with faculty, staff, students, alumni, and people from the outside about some of the things that are going on in the world or some of the great things that are going on at Delaware State University. Today we have the 2018-2019 Miss DSU here, Olivia Moncrieffe. Did I say that last name right?
Yes,
Did I?
yes.
Welcome. So I'm so glad to have you on the show today. Now, you are a native of Jamaica.
Yes.
So when did you come to the United States and where were you raised?
I was born in Jamaica and I came here when I was, I believe, 4 or 5 years old. And ever since then, I was living in Pennsylvania. I used to live in Norristown, Pennsylvania, and then unfortunately, our house burned down, and then we moved to Chester, Pennsylvania, where I practically lived most of my life, and I still live in Chester now. So I guess you could say I was mostly raised in Chester, Pennsylvania. So
at some point in time, you decided to cast your aspirations with Delaware State University. Right. How did that happen?
So 11th grade year, me and my friends, we were talking about college and what college we were going to go to, and at that point, I had no idea about HBCUs, and one of my friends was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to Morgan State, and I was like, Morgan, where's that? She was like, oh, it's an HBCU, and I was like, well, I want to go to HBCU too. So I was researching different HBCUs I could go to, and I wanted to do nursing originally. So through my research, I found out that Del State had a really great nursing program. So at that point, I decided I'm going to go to Del State and pursue my nursing career.
Well, that brings me to the thing. I was going to ask this towards the end, but you are a mass communications major.
Right.
Focusing on television, radio, and film.
So I got discouraged my freshman year. I thought that this nursing is hard. I don't know if I'm going to make it. And I also had aspirations to be in the entertainment business as well. I wanted to be on TV. So I left nursing. I came to Mass Comm. I really liked it. But it was one day where I got sick and I had to be in the hospital for a week. And they were all really just taking care of me. And it was just a moment where I was like, wow, this is what I really wanted to do. And then from then on, I started to take nursing classes because I said, I'm going to still do Mass Comm because this is what I really want to do, but I still want to be a nurse. I still want to care for those who can't care for themselves. So even when people said, you know, you really can't do nursing in Mass Comm, but I knew in myself I could do it. So currently, after graduation, I'll be using my communications degree to work with hospitals to do communications with them, and then pursue my bachelor's in nursing. And then with all the strength I have, I'm going to get my master's in nursing as well.
So there can be a mix between health and mass communications.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, all right. So let's talk about this reign of Miss DSU. A lot of our past Miss DSUs, or Mr. DSUs for that matter, had some experience on the Student Government Association or, you know, on the Royal Court in their previous years. You've done none of that.
I had no experience.
You weren't Miss Freshman, you weren't Miss Sophomore, you weren't Miss Junior, you didn't run for that, you weren't on the Student Government Association. What made you run for Miss DSU last year?
I wanted to run for Miss DSU since high school. Ever since I knew I wanted to come to Del State, I wanted to be the queen. And that started from high school, where I wanted to run for prom queen and homecoming queen, but I didn't think I would be chosen. I didn't think I was pretty enough or smart enough or popular enough. So
whoa, wait a minute.
I dealt with a lot of insecurities in high school. So when I made the decision to come to Del State, I said, I'm going to run for Miss DSU and I'm going to be the queen. And that decision was made in my 11th grade year of high school. So now it's 12th grade. I'm like just preparing, like just researching. That's the queen of that year. And when it was my freshman year of college, I met Donna Mitria. She's also my mentor and my big sister. And I watched her during her reign, and I was convinced at that point, yeah, I'm going to be Miss DSU.
Now, there's nothing wrong with your looks, mind you. But through this process, you obviously learned there's more to this than just looks.
Yep.
Talk about that a minute.
So upon me becoming Miss DSU, I thought that, you know, I always knew I had to represent DSU and, you know, go to different schools and talk to students about the importance of college, especially black colleges. And when I came in this position, I thought I could conquer the world and I could do all these great things, which I currently am, but I had to learn that I couldn't do everything by myself, and it's okay to ask for help, and it's okay to say, I can't do this, I need your help. And I think that was one of the difficult parts in my reign, knowing when to say, I need help.
When you were running for Miss DSU, what was your platform?
My platform was Focus, and that stands for our culture, unity, and survival. So basically, the culture talks about how each student from Del State, we're from different places, but what we all have in common is that we're Delaware State University Hornets. So I wanted to bring the culture alive. For unity, you know, over the course of my 4 years, I've noticed that the school spirits has went down, and I wanted students to know it's okay to support things that you don't know about. Like, there's other organizations on campus that need exposure. You know, we're all Hornets. We need to support each other, because when we support each other, that brings our university better, and that brings our ranking, you know, higher, and that just makes us continue to make us a great university. Now, the survival portion of my platform touches base on mental illness. So I wanted to bring exposure to mental illness, especially in the Black community. And you know, we have a counseling department on campus, and students didn't know about that. So during my campaign season, I wanted to really let the students know, like, it's okay to stress about school, about the things that are going on in your life, but you have professional and educated individuals that are catered to speaking to you about whatever you're going through. And you know, Focus, it touches deep with me. It's more than just a platform. It's more than just running for queen, but to serve as well.
Faith is a big part of your life.
Yeah.
Right. Talk about that.
Before campaign season, there were moments where I didn't want to run anymore, but not because I didn't want to, but because I couldn't afford it. And it was just amazing how God was just a testimony in my life that through him I could do anything. There were moments where I cried. There were moments where I wanted to give up. But what God had for me, no one could take. And he proved that to me as well. And there were moments where people were just reaching out to me, asking me, here, I'll donate this to your campaign team. I'll donate this. My friends bought all my candy because I didn't have candy to give to students. My dress that I wore for the pageant, my neighbor bought me that dress. There were so many things that even faculty, they were donating to my campaign because I couldn't afford anything. And because I couldn't afford anything, that made me not want to run, because I always thought I have to do this and I have to do this big and they're not going to vote for me. But me not having anything gave me more the privilege to share my heart with the students.
God
and they
will provide.
And they were able to receive that, and I just thank God for that. And students asked me, like, you were so confident and you were so brave, and this was like, you don't know the half of it, because there were days where I was literally crying, like, I hope you know, they understood what I was saying. I hope they believed me. I hope they can trust me. And it was God speaking through me. There were times where I was nervous and didn't want to speak to anybody, but it was God that spoke through me to reach the individuals.
You have an expression that's near and dear to your heart, which says, a woman's love should be so close to God that a man seeks God to find her. That's going to govern you, right?
Yes. So all my life, I've watched, like, my mom and her relationships, like me not having a father in my life. And I always said that if a man really loves me, he'll worship God with me, and he'll pray for me, and we'll pray together, and we'll worship God together. And I feel that God is the foundation of any relationship. So if you want to be with me, God has to be in your life
All right.
first.
You don't want to be unequally yoked.
Okay.
All
Yes.
right. I heard that. One last question.
Okay.
How has this reign, which is now a month old officially since your coronation last month, how has this reign enriched your life and your Delaware State University journey? So
far during this reign, I've learned how to be myself, speak up for myself. Upon becoming Miss DSU, I thought I had to be extremely perfect. I had to walk a certain way, dress a certain way, look a certain way. And I felt like I was becoming more of Miss DSU and less of Olivia. And I wanted students to know, like, yes, I'm queen and these are my responsibilities, but I'm a student first. I'm Olivia first, and I definitely want to show that through my reign. And you know, it's okay to make mistakes, but to keep thriving and to learn from them, and teaching other students to be themselves as well.
Well, thank you so much for being on my show.
Thank you.
We wish you the best for your reign. We're very proud of you.
Thank you.
And we'll be seeing a lot of you over the next year.
Thank you
and
so much.
Thank you for joining us for another segment of DSU Inside Perspective. We'll see you in the spring semester 2019. Have a good day.